Now, when it comes to finding news online, who do you trust to act as a tastemaker? Do you trust stuffy old media editors or the teeming masses of the internet? Thousands of people get their daily news from Dig.com every single day. But they just don't read the news, they choose it. Popular stories are voted or dug to the front page, while those deemed lame get buried in obscurity. But the system is not perfect. Last week, Wired.com published an article showing just how easy it was to pay people to dig your stories. Wired claims its self-appointed censor squads can bury important news for no reason. But Kevin Rose, the founder of Dig.com, says, quote, "Whether someone is paid or chooses to try to break Dig is irrelevant. Our systems can tell when it's happening. Stories reach the homepage only when enough legitimate users have put them there," end quote. With old media sites like USA Today and MSNBC starting to adopt the social news angle, can the regular Joes of the internet be counted on to spot the top stories? Or will social news networks forever change the way we read and choose the news? Dig this. It's The Loop. All right, joining us tonight from San Francisco, contributing editor for Wired magazine, Anna Lee Newitz is here, and from New York, staff writer for Forbes.com, David E. Walt is back for more. Welcome to The Loop, everyone. Now, before we get started, I should point out that we did ask Dig to participate in today's discussion. They declined, and so we move on. Anna Lee, you did a great story for Wired. It was fantastic about using pay sites to push a phony blog about crowds to the Dig front page. And now Dig says that they have ways of stopping this, but you were able to pull it off with relative ease. I mean, does this mean that we can't trust stories that get dug anymore, or was this just a one-off kind of case?
I don't think this was a one-off kind of case. I think that it's true that there are a lot of loopholes and a lot of ways to get stories on the front page of Dig by cheating, either by doing what I did, which was paying people, or just by having a big group of friends that you can get together with and push things to the front page. I think that Dig wants to believe that they have technological prevention for this, but in fact, it's really the community that's policing it, and I think it's the community that they rely on to keep the front page honest, and I don't know how reliable that community is.
Yeah, David, how big of an issue is this? Do you feel that there's a lot of companies using services that spam their products and their messages to the front page, or is this a relatively rare occurrence?
Well, I think there are some, and I think it's true you can cheat Dig, but the fact of the matter is you can cheat newspapers and you can cheat magazines. That doesn't make them all untrustworthy. I mean, companies buy PR firms and they tell them, go and sell this story, get this in this magazine. Or they take reporters out to lunch. I mean, there's a million different ways to kind of hack the system and get your story told. Just because Dig has one of these ways to cheat a little bit does not make Dig untrustworthy.
Now, on the flip side, though, users on Dig, instead of just promoting stories, they can actually bury the stories that they don't like. And this was probably designed to get rid of these fake or commercial posts. But sometimes the stories that get buried are ones that are critical of the Dig community itself or of certain products or services that the user base tends to support. So, Anna Lee, is this so much a case of someone gaming the system, or is it rather a case of the community